we are continuing our topic of the show today. We're talking about the CW's Black Lightning Season 3. Will drop October 3rd, I believe. I'm so happy that it's coming back. Black Lightning's going to be part of the crossover, which is amazing. And having an opportunity to talk to the different stars and really seeing their innermost thoughts about their characters is truly like mind-boggling, because when you see them on the screen now, you'll have even more appreciation for the characters and what it takes to play them. Again, like I say this before, like a broken record, what we see is just on the screen, but to be able to talk to them and find out what's on their mind about their characters, it really helps us to open our minds and eyes to the effort that they put in to playing the different characters. All right. If you are an oldest in your family, then you know the responsibility of your siblings. I happen to be the youngest. But I know when ones are the oldest, they're kind of bullies. But not only bullies, but they look after, their younger siblings. And Nafessa Williams, she plays Anissa Pierce, who happens to be the oldest daughter of Black Lightning. And she discovered that she had powers, and now she helps fight crime with her father. And now that her little sister has powers, now it's like a whole family affair. So let's get Anissa's thoughts, Nafessa's thoughts. I do it all the time. I call them by their real name or their stage name, but it's hard to keep all this straight. But you know what I'm talking about. Let's talk to Nafessa about her character, Thunder.
So Nafessa, last season, Thunder kind of had a maturation process in
Yes.
and everything. Talk about that.
I think first season was more so, I can't believe we're talking about season 3 or even 1 and 2. I still feel like we're just starting this whole journey. But season 1 was more so about her discovering her powers, learning about them, like really, really training and understanding how they work. And season 2, she was ready to put all of that to test. Season 3, without giving away too much, she's come into her own. She no longer feels like she is under her father's care, if you will. She feels like she's an adult, she's mature, she's grown as a superhero, and she's like fully ready to take things into her own hands.
And I know, like with you always try to measure what's right and doing what's just. And talk about that dynamic with your father.
Yeah, it's kind of like we take two different approaches. He's more of the Martin Luther King approach, where I always take the Malcolm X approach, and I take the approach by any means is necessary. My whole mission as this character is to find justice and to fight for it, and not give up until I feel like it's been served. So that's definitely the mission, and at her core, she's an activist. So she's always fighting for what's right. She's always trying to uplift and build her community and help everyone realize through this show that we all have a superhero inside of us, and to serve hope.
And when you were growing up, what superhero did you want to be?
We didn't have many females that were around, so I would have to say for the woman that I looked up to who was a superhero in my eyes was definitely Pam Grier. Like, she was our first black superhero. So that was always great. Catwoman was always something that I admired. I love Halle Berry, so that was a visual that I had.
The beautiful Nafessa Williams talking about her character Anissa Pierce and Thunder and the family dynamic. Appreciate her opening up to us about her character. All right, when we get back, we're going to close our show out with a little surprise that we were shown the last episode of season 2, and I was so happy because this character right here, I'm telling you, he kind of reminds me of somebody. So you'll know what I'm talking about when I come back from this next break. Right back. Don't go nowhere.